Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It is Monday morning as we slide through the month of July. It's a scant few days away from the beginning of August here, and here we are looking at another week of hot weather, but a cool front is coming through the southern region this Friday, and we're all looking forward to the cooling down into the 70s for a few days. We've been at 90 plus here for quite some time now, but the garden took a hit. The peach trees and apple trees have taken a little bit of a hit because of the heat, but the bears and the deer are having fun eating what's left over. So I'm hoping that where you live, you're enjoying this weather. Hopefully you have a beach or a pool to get to, or just go out and use the garden hose, because some of these afternoons are very, very hot. Well, that brings us into what's going on, what we experienced over the weekend with the likes of the Sunday shows where the Democrats voice their opinions and the Republicans answer back to it, and it's on again and again. The media meltdown over Colbert is a total flop. They had a big rally in New York in which 20 people showed up for. And it gets worse for Colbert because he can't shut up about the things that got him in trouble in the first place. And as far as a comedian, he has not been funny in years. His funny bone left him when he did the dancing hypodermics there during the COVID nonsense that was going on. Let's take a look here at their big rally.
The fallout continues after CBS announced that it's canceling The Late Show after a 3-decade run, citing financial issues at the network. The suspiciously timed cancellation came just 3 days after show host Stephen Colbert spoke out against CBS, settling a lawsuit with President Trump for $16 million, calling it, quote, a big fat bribe, a lawsuit that legal experts say the network probably would have won if it went to court.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that.
In an interview with CNBC, FCC Chairman Brendan Carr responded to the Colbert cancellation and indicated that the media industry needs, quote, a course correction.
Did you want to see the Colbert Report go away in order to approve this deal? Was that part of the decision?
Well, look, it's clear to me that Colbert doesn't have it anymore. It's sort of sad to see what's happening to Colbert. They obviously can't get it done. They're not making money over there. But I think they need a course correction. And frankly, I think, the media industry across this country needs a course correction.
Wow. It's a government official in America with the First Amendment saying the media needs a course correction.
He ain't lying.
And I think that it's disgusting when we can't even depend on the courts to defend our democracy anymore. And that is why we are here today, to be maliciously compliant to our First Amendment right to stand up to this regime. And that's exactly what this is. It is a regime. This is not an administration. We did not vote for this.
Hush up, boy.
I'm not going to appreciate every single one of y'all for showing up today. Again, it does not matter how little of us there are. We know we've had an impact.
That's something we can all agree on, right, Jim?
I'm frank.
Let's all be frank.
20 people. 20 people cared enough to go out and stand in front of the CBS studios in the heat. There you are, folks. how important is Stephen Colbert to anyone other than himself, making several $1 million a year while losing 40? It's crazy. And of course, anyone with a CFO that is a thinking person would quickly realize that that doesn't work for the network. We're not getting the advertisers. We're not getting this, that, and the other thing, and we're losing $40 million a year. It has nothing to do with politics or lawsuits against doctoring up an interview with a presidential candidate to make her look okay when she couldn't answer the questions. And she's still thinking about being a viable aspect here in the coming elections. That ought to be interesting. Whether or not she runs for governor of California, I think the Californians know enough now about her that they would think twice about installing her to run the state that's already in deep, deep financial trouble. She's a spender. Look at what she spent trying to run for the presidency. Look what she gave to her celebrity friends out of your hard-earned donations that were sent to her. These politicians ask you for money all the time, and I would like, for one time, to see an accountability of where the millions of dollars that they raise go. I want to see where the $15 million that AOC just raised, where is that going, and to whom is it going? Is it to the communist that is running for mayor of the city of New York? I will almost guarantee you that there'll be some crossover of those monies there. And that's my opinion and my opinion only. But I would be really interested to see where politicians' donated money actually does end up when they start to run through it like drunken sailors. So that brings us out to the left coast one more time, speaking of Kamala and the current governor out there who fancies himself as the next president of the United States, continues to lie his way to running on his successes so far in California. Well, if the successes of Newsom as governor in California were a book, it would be a one-page book, because that page in itself would be mostly three-quarters blank. He has done nothing to that state but drive business out, drive his constituents out, and look what's happened in L.A., what's going on with the people's properties that were a part of the L.A. fires that he managed to not take care of. And now there's talk that there are realtor developers coming in there now and taking these lands away that they want to build, I guess, Section 8 housing on. What happens to these people's hard-earned money? What happened to their homes? What happened to their belongings that they all lost as a direct result of mismanagement of the state of California? And this clown with all the hand signals, and he's doing this and this and moving his hands around to distract you while he talks, it's almost funny if it was not so sad. Let's take a look at Gavin, the great hair candidate for saving the Democratic Party, right here.
If you haven't had the chance to see the magnificence, the beauty of our great state, it's time to visit California.
Gavin Newsom, the 40th governor of California, leading the nation's most populous state since 2019 and the fourth largest economy in the world.
Eat your heart out, Japan.
So I'm wondering did you come here to hang out with the 92,000 Californians that infiltrated Tennessee.
You're hitting me right there, man. The California exit. By the way, complete bullshit now. The last 2 years, we've seen significant growth in California's population. So it's reversed and record-breaking tourism. Now the fourth largest economy in the world. We dominate in every major industry, including the number one manufacturing state in America, 41% larger than the next largest state. And so we're really proud of California. And we went through a little rocky period over a 2-year period where there was some adjustments all across the country, one of 18 states, many red states too, not just blue states, that saw an adjustment of population during COVID. And now we're on the other side of that, seeing population growth back-to-back years.
Are you sure about that?
Okay, they are packing up their U-Hauls and they are saying bye-bye. Once again, a new study is showing that more people are moving out of California than actually moving in. We want to bring our business and tech reporter, Scott Budman, in. Scott, we've been saying this for the last couple of years.
The California exit. By the way, complete bullshit now. The last 2 years, we've seen significant growth in California's population.
Well, it's actually 5 years in a row, Jessica, that more people have been using their U-Hauls to go than to come in. But the numbers are not that big. In fact, not as big this year as in previous years, but 5 years in a row is consistent. It's given our high cost of living. Experts say expect that number to continue.
Yeah.
Eat your heart out, Japan.
Is it going or coming? If it's a truck on a Bay Area U-Haul lot, it's more likely going.
And I'm using the U-Haul just to get some stuff over to the new condo.
A new condo, a new state. U-Haul's latest stats say by a slim 51 to 49%, more people are leaving California than moving here.
And now we're on the other side of that, seeing population growth back-to-back years.
Well, it's impressive.
Find better opportunities for them and their families.
For the 5th year in a row.
It does not surprise me. We definitely see outflow of people.
Silicon Valley realtor Lindsay Gridley says it's less likely remote workers moving. Now it's our extremely high housing prices sending people to other places.
So if they don't need to be here anymore for jobs, then they choose to leave based on cost of housing, taxes, all the other factors that go into our very high cost of living here.
Driving one of these to save money.
I've actually driven one of those. All right, so yeah, we're talking retirees and might be leaving, stuff like that. I'm going to try to guess some of the places that they're going. Nevada, Arizona, Florida. You tell me more.
Those are the retirees. The techies are going to a couple different places. Yes, Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
Portland, Oregon. Think about it. You got a lot of tech jobs. You got liberal politics, but you also have far, far less expensive housing. And that's why you get all those Facebook posts from your friends saying, look at the house I have that I paid half for. Yeah. So you see a lot of those.
I just delete those people.
But
Join us in California.
We're not there yet.
Let it take off.
Join us in California.
Okay, we're up.
Join us in California.
Well, if anyone could see their way into giving him or casting a vote for this guy, you have to have your head examined. And I don't see it happening, but I didn't see them promoting Kamala Harris into the last election, which was a grand mistake, and boy, did we dodge a bullet there. Actually, Trump has saved us twice, first with Hillary and now with Kamala. And if you stop and think about it, we owe him a great gratitude and some thanks there. So the America First agenda is being touted as evil across the world by certain CNN people that just don't understand what America First means. USAID, they're gone now, and they're part of the State Department now, as it should be. But one of the reasons they're gone is $1.7 billion was earmarked to be given to the Taliban in Afghanistan to feed their people and to take care of their health care problems and run their government. Why in the world would we be supporting a sworn enemy like the Taliban, where we have no peace treaty with or anything else? Never mind the fact that $1.7 billion on top of what we already left in the millions and probably close to $1 billion worth of army goods there for the Taliban to use against us if we go back. Thanks there, Joe Stumbling Biden, for that with beautiful withdrawal that you and Kamala Harris came up with. She was the last one to leave that room, in her opinion. Weighed a lot against that removal of our troops from Afghanistan, leaving behind many, many people that should not been left behind. And we know that now. So now that this is cut off, CNN is on a tear to try and convince you that people are dying and people are starving and we need to help these people, and so on and so on. This is a problem for the new regime that is now running Afghanistan, and that is the Taliban. So let them support their people, feed their people, and take care of their health care. They want it back in charge. Biden put them back in charge. Let's just let them do it. Why would we send one more penny to Afghanistan? We'd have to ask CNN that, because they seem to think that we're terrible people for just not supporting these people like we are supposed to through USAID, which has been a ripoff for us. You'll see a little bit of what we funded as it drips through the news here and there, but it's in the billions of dollars lost to Afghanistan. What about the American people? Let's take a look here at CNN's take on this.
The Trump administration dismantled USAID earlier this year, the agency responsible distributing American aid overseas. Under President Trump, the U.S. has canceled $1.7 billion in aid contracts for Afghanistan, of which $500 million had yet to be dispersed. And other countries have also cut aid to Afghanistan.
Across Afghanistan, over 400 clinics have closed because of U.S. aid cuts. Millions of people were reliant on these clinics for health care. Now, their only option is to travel hours, sometimes days, to public hospitals like this, where there's an influx of new patients. The U.S. was funding doctors, nurses, and essential drugs here.
What about us?
Cancelling aid to Afghanistan has long been a goal for Congressman Tim Burchett.
$5 billion in cash.
Claiming $5 billion U.S. taxpayer dollars have gone directly to the ruling Taliban, a designated terrorist group. But the U.S. government's own watchdog says it's more like 11 million.
I'll allow it.
What? Are you intentionally misleading the American public when it comes to inflating these figures so that you can get what you want?
No, ma'am, I'm not. As a matter of fact, $11 million is still a whole lot of money to the average American. If it's one penny going to the Taliban, they'll hate us for free.
What would you say to, there are millions of Afghans who are going to be affected by this?
I would say you're going to have to make it on your own.
Hundreds of clinics across the country have now closed down. I literally watched a baby die from malnutrition. What would you say to these families who are living through desperate circumstances, devastated by the results of your actions?
I think it's horrific, but it's not due to my actions. Man, we don't have any more money. We're borrowing that money.
The national debt stands currently at about $36.2 trillion. And every day, the U.S. spends about $2.6 billion paying the interest on that debt.
And every day, the U.S. spends about $2.6 billion paying the interest on that debt. Think about that.
And again,
But it is due to your actions. I mean, you have been advocating for this for the last couple of years.
No, ma'am. It's not our responsibility. We have Americans in the same position. We have Americans that are having trouble with childbirth. We have Americans going hungry, and you want us to borrow money and send it overseas.
But not anymore.
With the US turning away, the fate of Afghans is now left in the hands of their own government, the Taliban, who say they're capable of running the country without foreign aid.
Great! I'll go tell the others. Master!
Break it to them gently.
Well, when did they realize that USAID was not supposed to be supporting characters like this? It was not what it was set up for. And when do CNN decide to realize that it's America first now? And not the heck with everybody else, but why don't their governments take it and take care of their own people? Why is it our job to do that? And by the way, when do we get rid of Nancy Pelosi and her dark, dark side of views on things in America, and the fact that now she is so addled, whether it's alcohol or dementia, we don't know, but she can't remember a name, and she can't bring herself to use the name Donald Trump or President Trump. It goes way back when she tore up the State of the Union address, which, by the way, is against the law, and she was never even chided for doing that. It went unanswered. But she is getting worse by the day, and I'm sure hoping that we see the ridding of her sooner rather than later. Let's take a look at old Nancy right here.
In just a few months, maybe, by October, certainly November, but by October, we will, with all the help of so many people working, we'll have taken what's-his-name's numbers down.
I remember that name.
And we're winning many of those cases. Litigation for a lot of things that the what's-his-name is doing.
That's one bonehead name.
The national anthem was written in Baltimore, and I'm very proud of that. And one of my favorite lines in it is, proof with the P.
Yes, I know that.
Proof through the night that our flag was still there. That's what's in there. We have all the rockets right there. Proofs the nights I was there.
Proofs the nights I was there. That's pathetic. I mean, it's really pathetic.
Well, that brings us over to the other jackasses on MSNBC, and they're going back to the Actors for Kamala one more time. They seem to think that actors and actresses have some magical way of making you believe something that is in front of your eyes wrong. But they believe that well, in this one's case, thinks that Kamala is the next Jesus Christ, which is blasphemous in itself to even say this. But this is what we get with actors and actresses and their opinions, reminding you one more time that they play other people because in most cases they can't play themselves because of the stupidity of their thinking in some cases. But people who make a living playing other people are not to be taken seriously because they don't understand the nuances of running a government, or maybe they don't even understand what the Constitution means. Let's take a look at Nicole Wallace here with one of her favorite actors.
I still think about Kamala and how I think she would have been a good choice. I don't care what they say, because she would have done what Lincoln did. Liz Cheney would have been Secretary of State.
Team of Rivals.
Yeah, Team of Rivals. Doris Kearns Goodwin wrote the book about it. That's what Lincoln did. Surrounded himself with the people who would disagree with him, not the people who would, take a knee and go, yeah, more tariffs, sir, more. It's the madness of King George. And just the deterioration of the Republican Party. I mean, look, I'm just an actor. What do I know?
Not much.
Well, that's going to pretty well wrap up the news segment for today. But let me just say one more time, we need to pray, and we need to pray hard and often for the leaders of our country, the cabinetry that is in place to do a job that they have been doing. And if treason comes out to be one of the factors, then let the chips fall where they may through the court system as it was designed to be, not prioritized by political nomenclature or an appointed judge that has been there to do one thing, and that is block the other side.
The question is, when people like Tulsi Gabbard and Donald Trump accuse an ex-president of a capital crime that is punishable by death, who is going to die? Who is going to die because they've decided that they need a distraction away from the Epstein calamity, which they brought upon themselves? When you start using the kind of language, the language of treason and of somebody being a traitor, some tiny percentage of the population is just crazy enough to decide that they need to do something about it. The statements of a president have some power.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. And that is a threat to this country.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Some tiny percentage of the population is just crazy enough to decide that they need to do something about it.
We'll see how that works out. As I tell you all the time, God is watching this country. He has given us a second chance here, and we need to make sure that we understand and pray often that the leaders of this country do the right thing and get some of these wars ended and peace one more time across the earth as it was or should have been. Given the last 4 years that we suffered through, it got a little worse than it was. But it had started a long time ago. It started with the invasion into Iraq and Afghanistan and all of the nonsense that went along with making sure that Halliburton did fine for itself and this country was made to look foolish on several areas. And then we dragged into that fight some of our allies that had suffered great losses as well. You look at the VA today that is full of people that have been injured due to the roadside bombs and things that this is a different type of warfare, folks, and we need to pray that that goes away. The radical rise of several factions have led to this. Our country has been invaded by some of the people that are going to keep this type of thing going, or try to. We have the ICE people working diligently to round those people up and get them out of our country. We don't know where a lot of them are. You have to be very careful anymore when you're out and about that you don't become a victim. Keep your wits about you. Pray every day that your family will survive all of this, and pray every day that our government continues in the fashion it is to bring back the economy and bring back world peace one more time. We have a president that may be a bloviator. He may love to hear himself speak, and not always the kindest gentleman in the world, but he is well capable of doing what this country needs to have done right now to make it a great, great light on a hill for everyone in the world to look at and understand that, yes, America is self-sufficient and will help you when you are in need, but within reason and with diligence, not just handing dollars out to people we don't know in some cases, as we saw earlier here with the Taliban. But please pray, and remember, all praise, power, and glory go to the Son of God, Jesus Christ, who is with us in our heart every day. If you open your heart and ask for his help, you will get it. So with that, we're going to wish you a very happy rest of this Monday morning. And we're facing August on a very fast basis here. And I believe that these are the dog days of August. I think we're about 30 days off of what we're used to with this heat wave. And we're going to be looking forward to the cool of September. And in our region here, our children are going back to school on the 4th of August. That's just next week. So it's back to school time. So when you're out and about, remember, watch out for the children and watch out for the school buses one more time. We've had a great summer for these children to be off. It's early for them to be going back, but in some cases, that's a good thing, especially if you're struggling with child care in the coming months. So that'll bring us into an exit here. We're going to exit into Stupid Town to see some of the Democratic polling that really has taken a dive, and some memes that you may find amusing, because I certainly do. And just let's take that exit right now.
So I just need to know from all the MAGAs out there, do you guys, you don't care about federal aid for students? You don't care about college? You really don't care if the kids can apply to go to college? If student aid is being taken, if the Department of Education is being shut down, then what happens to FAFSA? What happens to the website for all of the students to go and apply for student aid? You guys really don't care about that? You really don't give a shit about that? Because we have kids graduating in 3 months. They are applying for college right now. What is wrong with you people? These kids are 18. What am I supposed to tell my son? Sorry, babe. Sorry, babe, half the country voted to make it so you can't go to college. What the fuck?
100%.
You just yanked him away when I'm trying to call his family for him.
We're making an arrest.
Frankly, I wish he stayed in Mexico, but a second best is having him rot in jail, despite the fact that it costs us probably $30,000 a year to incarcerate this animal. Look, Rita, as you know, I was at the LA riots. I covered the LA riots. And more importantly, we also have the media covered these riots, right? These are peaceful demonstrations. They simply want due process. Baloney, okay? I was there. I asked the questions. Not a single person there would condemn the violence that went on. Why? Because they support it. The violence is not a bug. It's a feature, Rita. We have to see that. This guy is a hero to the left because the left has always and continue to lionize violence. Louis Mangione's a more recent example of that. And Rita, I also want to say that I was looking prior to coming on and seeing who covered his arrest. Let me tell you, CNN didn't cover it. MSNBC didn't cover it. The New York Times didn't cover his arrest. Why? Because it highlights the fact that there were violent people at these quote-unquote protests. And they didn't want to highlight that because they were trying to sweep that all under the rug. I'm glad he's in jail. I hope he rotted there for years.
Well, that's a look into Stupid Town one more time for us. And as we exit out of Stupid Town and back into reality, I want to wish you all a very, very peaceful, profitable, and happy Monday afternoon and Monday evening. We'll be back here to see you tomorrow, Tuesday morning, with some more news bits and the like. So God bless you all. Remember, stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned to the Kaiser Report for more fun and a look-see at what's going on. God bless. Bye-bye now.